On March 26, 2024, the container ship Dali was on its journey between the port of Baltimore in the US and a port in Colombo, Sri Lanka, when it was sailing through Francis Scott Bridge in Maryland. According to the shipping company, the vessel lost its power and the backup power generator malfunctioned, causing it to no longer be steerable. At 1:30 a.m. local time, the ship rammed into one of the support columns of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. At about half an hour later, the U.S. Swift rescue team and firefighting ships arrived, but rescuing the crew will prove to be a difficult undertaking. The first video began to circulate on the internet and showed that the ship has rammed into one of the 3 longest bridges in the world. And satellite images revealed how the ship has destroyed the bridge and completely blocking the passage through the Patapsco River. So, what led to all of this? The Dali is one of the container ships that can carry a maximum of 10,000 containers, which makes it one of the largest container ships in the world. And at the time of accident, it was carrying nearly 5,000 containers. To make the size clear, here is the average US person for comparison. Here is the Eiffel Tower. And here is the Empire State Building in New York, laid on its side. This wasn't the first trip for Dali in 2024. Earlier, it sailed from Panama to the US, reaching New York on March 19, 2024. The ship then sailed to the Virginia International Gateway in Portsmouth, Virginia, before arriving at Baltimore on March 23. At about 12:44 a.m. local time on March 26, the Dali left Port Baltimore for Colombo, carrying nearly 5,000 containers and 22 Indian crew members, with an expected arrival time of April 22. At around 1 in the morning, Dali enters the Fort McHenry Channel, and it's now cruising at a speed of 10 miles per hour. Just as everything seemed to be going well, Dali experienced a complete blackout and started drifting out of the shipping channel. According to the 2 local pilots, crew quickly activated the backup generators, but unfortunately, they failed to power the propulsion system. Even though the anchors were dropped to stop the vessel, wrangling this colossal ship to a stop was no easy feat. With only a few meters remaining before a collision, the captain was wrapping his last discussion with the local pilots. Suddenly, the power surged back on. With the vessel moving at roughly 9 miles per hour, they now had to make a quick decision. However, changing the course of the ship at full throttle would have escalated the danger, given the size and substantial fuel on board. At 1:26, Maryland Department of Transport receives a mayday call from Dali, notifying that control of the vessel had been lost and that a collision with the bridge was possible. With just 3 minutes left for the collision, the police had to act swift. They had to stop traffic in both directions. At around 1:27 in the morning, northbound traffic at Southside comes to a halt. And with just 30 seconds left on the clock, southbound traffic was also stopped at the north side. At around 1:29 local time, the pilot reported the bridge down over the VFH radio to the Coast Guard. As before the collision, the bridge wasn't just left with a few empty cars. There were at least 6 construction workers on their night shift, fixing potholes. They were trying to escape with just a few seconds left before the collision. Emergency teams started receiving 911 calls from all corners of the city. An extensive rescue and recovery operation was launched, with the US Coast Guard mobilizing boats and a helicopter to aid in the effort. Additionally, a total of 50 divers split into 8 teams were dispatched to assist in the rescue mission. The 9-year-old container ship had previously passed inspections during its time at sea. But during one such inspection in June 2023 at the port of San Antonio in Chile, officials discovered a deficiency with its propulsion and gauges, despite with no further insights are provided on this, later said that it's not a serious enough issue to remove the ship from service. As of today, March 29, after more than 24 hours, authorities have decided to call off the rescue mission, presuming that the 6 workers are deceased. As the investigation continues, I won't be able to offer many insights in this video due to a possible violation of YouTube policy. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification bell for future updates.